Hey folks, Ed here from Brain Pulp TV, and as I am recording this coming Friday is going to be the release of the new Magic the Gathering expansion, Aether Revolt. Now, as with each release from each expansion, we do some openings here on the channel. We're probably not going to do as many as we have in the past with other expansions. We're trying to cut back on that a little bit this year. We're going to try that out, but we are going to be doing some openings. The first of which will be one of the two Planeswalker decks that they've released, which take the place of the old intro packs. We have both of them. I'm going to be opening them up, each in their own separate video, and today I'm going to be opening up Ajani Valiant Protector. Now, I'm sure a lot of you at this point are familiar with the Planeswalker decks, but if you're not, a little rundown of what they are. These are a product that are replacing the old intro decks that they used to come out with each new expansion. These are 60-card legal decks, and they come out with 2 per expansion. At least they have so far. The previous ones were, for Kaladesh, were Nissa and Chandra, and in the Aether Revolt, you have Ajani and Tezzeret. I believe that's how you pronounce it, is Tezzeret. I'm not 100% sure, so I apologize if I'm wrong. They include, as you can see up here, 2 extra boosters, and there's a couple other smaller things inside the box. I'm going to open up and show you what's inside. Before I do, though, I just want to make mention that on the upcoming Mana Cave, which might possibly be released this Friday, if not, then it's going to be released the following Friday. I believe Travis and I are going to be battling it out with the Planeswalker decks. We did with the previous ones with Chandra and Nissa to sort of show you guys how they play against each other. And I'm pretty sure Wizards builds these decks specifically to battle each other out. So it should be an interesting battle, and you'll get a chance to actually see how these decks play out. Okay, without further ado, let's open this sucker up and see what we got. Now, I remember the ones before were actually easy to get out of the package. So why don't we just say that out loud and jinx myself? There we go. Okay. Set that aside. So I have the plastic sleeve, and now I'm going to try to extract the foil Planeswalker Ajani from here without wrecking the card. There we go. Now, this is different, both with art and with the actual card itself, than the Ajani Planeswalker you're going to get with the regular Aether Revolt, within the regular Aether Revolt packs. On top of which, including this card, there are, I believe, three or four other cards within this deck that aren't that you won't be able to open up in the regular packs of Aether Revolt, but are still standard legal. So those are sort of like a little bonus for getting a Planeswalker deck. Now I'll quickly read off the card. It is Ajani Valiant Protector. It's 6-drop. I believe all the Planeswalkers from these Planeswalker decks, at least the ones so far, are all 6-drops. 4, a green and a blue, gets you a Planeswalker Ajani. Its +2 is put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Its +1 is reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand, then the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And it's -11, which, bonus points to you if you can actually do it, is put X 1/1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. That creature gains trample until the end of turn. So there you go, Ajani from the new Planeswalker deck. I'm just going to move the packaging here. And I do like the boxes that they have here. And one of the things I was super happy with, unlike with the dual decks, these boxes are big enough to hold sleeved cards. As you can see if I hold this up here, they are big enough to hold sleeved cards. So I'm super happy about that because I love being able to keep these decks in this art or this box with the beautiful artwork. And I have the Chandra and Nissa one set aside as well too. So I'm really glad that they made it so that these boxes fit cards with sleeves. I hope dual decks in the future do the same thing, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyways, we'll just set the box aside for now. If I can get it closed. Now, now the deck comes with 2 15-card booster packs, which I mentioned before. We'll open those at the end of the video. It also comes with a leaflet, which has both the deck list in it here, as well as some information about the big bad kitty himself, Johnny Goldmane. So that I'm not going to read out, but that is a little sort of like added thing that you do get with these Planeswalker decks. The quick reference card, which I've mentioned this before, was a huge benefit for me when I picked Magic up again, because it's nice to have sort of like a quick reference or like something to refresh your memory as to how to do each turn of play. So those are very useful, obviously, for beginners. So this deck is actually not bad to get for a beginner. So yeah, if you're looking maybe to get something for someone who you're trying to get into Magic, you could probably do a lot worse than one of the Planeswalker decks. These are about $17, $18 Canadian, and I'm not sure what that converts to in the US, probably closer to $14, something like that, 13, 14 maybe. So yeah, I think these are a good product for players starting out. Even though the decks themselves are certainly not going to win you any tournament, they are ready to go legal decks that someone can just pick up and immediately play. Anyways, I will stop talking and start opening and open up the deck here, if I can get into the packaging. Ooh, it looks like they made this a lot easier to open up this time. Yes, they did. Okay, start off actually with a rare Solemn Recruit. It is a 3. I'm not going to read off all the cards. I'll read off the rares if they come up, but I may make a comment here and there about other cards. Anyways, we have Solemn Recruit. It's a 3-drop. 1 and 2 white gets you a 2/2 Dwarf Warrior with double strike. It also has Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a 1/1 counter on Solemn Recruit. Ajani's Aid, which I'm not entirely sure, but I think might be one of the cards which is specific to this set, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. When Ajani's Aid enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Ajani Valiant Protector. No, it must definitely be specific to this set. Reveal it, put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Sacrifice Ajani's Aid, prevent all combat damage a creature of your choice would deal this turn. And you're going to get 2 of those, actually. Next rare is Aid from the Cowl. It is a 5-drop, 3 and 2 green, gets you an enchantment with Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. Revolt was actually one of the mechanics which did pretty well for me in the pre-release, because I got to play in the pre-release this time. So I'm pretty excited about Revolt as a mechanic. I want to play more with it in drafts and sealed. So anyways, I think that's it for the rares. So I'm just going to quickly read off the cards and how many you get. There is the Narnam Renegade, 2 of them. Verdant Automaton, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Ajani's Comrade. You can get 3 of them. Audacious Infiltrator. Once again, 3. Girapur's Guide, or Girapur Guide. Just 1. Silk Weaver Elite. Pair of them. Deadeye Harpooner. Armorcraft Judge. Lifecraft Cavalry. Not a playset of any of these yet. Ridgescale Tusker. Airdrop Aeronauts. Renegade Map, one of the cards which is really, really useful for enabling Revolt, at least I found it to be, and it has a nice upside. I had this in my pre-release deck, and I was actually surprised at how useful it was. I mean, it was, aside from fixing, with Revolt, it can be very, very good. And they give you 3 of them. Still not sure why they're not giving you playsets of any of these cards. Prey Upon, Unbridled Growth, Natural Obsolescence, Daredevil Dragster, Inspiring Roar, and a playset of that. So we finally get something that has a playset. Engineered Might. This pile is sliding on me underneath here. Tranquil Expanse. This is actually one of the cards which is specific to the Planeswalker decks, and you can't open these up in packs. So, well, you can open them up in some packs. You can't open them up in Aether Revolt packs. So, Aether Revolt packs. I'm always mispronouncing that. And they give you a playset of the Tranquils. They give you a bunch of forests and a bunch of blurry, there we go, not so blurry plains. Okay, so that was the contents of the deck itself. Now it's time to open up the 2 packs it comes with and see what kind of luck we get. Okay, we'll do the first pack. I'm just going to read off the uncommons and the rares, though I may mention a few cards in the commons, because the first one is Caught in the Brights, and this was a card very, very useful. They have, I think it's like 2 or 3 passivism effects now in white in this set. So I had a couple of Caught in the Brights and Revoked Privileges as well, too, in my deck for the pre-release. And I was really able to lock down a lot of my opponent's stuff. This one has the added bonus of when a vehicle you control attacks, exile enchanted creature. Daring Demolition, I really was hoping to open up one of these in, I don't think I opened a single one in my pre-release kit. I like having the ability to destroy vehicles specifically, even at sorcery speed, actually especially at sorcery speed, because a lot of the time you can't get rid of vehicles, your opponent's vehicles, on your turn. You can only get rid of them on their turn, typically when they crew them. So unless you have just straight up artifact removal or artifact hate. But it's nice that it's both dual purpose where it can destroy a creature or a vehicle. So this is a card I probably won't really like pick one, pack one or anything like that. But I will probably draft this card fairly heavily if I'm in black. Ice Over. More useful than I was expecting in the pre-release, specifically because of, once again, being able to deal with vehicles. So, okay, so our first uncommon is Deft Dismissal, Outland Boar, Enraged Giant, and our rare is... we got the regular Ajani in the Ajani Planeswalker deck. That is awesome. Oh man, this totally made my day. Okay, well that's pretty cool that we got both Ajanis within the same deck. So yeah, I'm happy about it. Anyways, this is a 6-drop. Oh, so the other Ajani as well too is a 6-drop. I guess the Tezzeret is a 4-drop. I think the regular one, the non-Planeswalker deck version. Anyways, so we have Ajani Unyielding. For 4, a green, and a white, you get a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. Its +2 is reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all non-land permanent cards revealed that way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. The -2 is exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. So that's basically Swords of Plowshares. And its -9 is put 5 1/1 counters on each creature you control and 5 loyalty counters on each Planeswalker you control. It's not super difficult, I guess, with having a +2 ability to get it up to 9. It would take 3 turns, and it would be up to 9. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, opening it up, nice. It's nice to get a mythic when you're only opening up 2 packs. But the Planeswalker, can't complain about that. We got a forest, and we have the new Energy Reserve tokens, which I was using also in the pre-release. It's nice that these are out there now, so you have some sort of place to put your dice that counts up energy. This will be useful when we shoot the mana caves, because it'll be a nice way of showing you guys how much energy we have without us necessarily having to do a graphic, though we'll probably still do the graphic. I'm not sure. Anyways, second pack, can't see it being as good as that first one, but we're going to try. We're going to try real hard. I wonder if this means now, I doubt it, but if when I open up the Tezzeret Planeswalker deck, if I'm going to get the regular Tezzeret Planeswalker. We'll see. We'll find out. So I'm slowly going through these in case there was a common that I wanted to talk about. We have in the first uncommon, Foundry Hornet, Hidden Herbalists, Feldar Guardian, which is the card that, along with Rhea, I believe has that infinite combo. That's sort of they're calling it like the new Splinter Twin, whatever. Anyways, very cool card to begin with. And we have, wow, I wonder if this can't have been stacked. It's not like everyone's going to get these cards, right? But we do get Oath of Ajani in, once again, the Ajani Planeswalker deck. So that's really bizarre. Anyways, it is a 2-drop enchantment, 2-drop legendary enchantment. 1 green, 1 white gets you when Oath of Ajani enters the battlefield to put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Planeswalker spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So yeah, interesting that we got that, and a mountain, and another one of the energy reserves. So as far as flavor and theme goes, the packs in this particular Planeswalker deck were spot on. So there you have it, folks. That was the opening of the Ajani Planeswalker deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, if you want to let me know if you were able to get sort of a flavor win in your Planeswalker deck, if you've opened one up, or if you've played with it. Like I said, we're going to be testing these out we're going to be doing that recording tonight. It's Tuesday when I'm recording this, and we're hopefully going to have that video out on Friday. But if not, then it's going to be up on the following Friday. I'm almost certain. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of these decks. I know they're not the best decks in the world. Like I said, they're not going to win you any sort of tournaments, but at least they're ready-made decks, and I think they can kind of help new players sort of jump onto the game. You can also contact and follow us on Twitter. It is @BrainPulpTV, or you can contact and follow me, Ed, directly on Twitter @GeekTragedy. And now that all is said, take care, everyone. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. May all your pulls be mythics, and I'll see you all very soon.